So yesterday we are dealing with all these things, especially the other pyrimidines, especially the trimethoprim and many more. So today, this substituted benzoic acid, am I right? No.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So 1 minute, 1 minute. It is all done. 83. Just wait. So it should not, clopidol is one of the very commonly used agent. So you may be getting confused. So many agents are there. Always we require a lot of choices. No, that's why the scientists have found so many drugs and made our life a very tough job. So it should not be mixed with other coccidiostates except the methyl benzoate. So the pre-slaughter period. So if you enter the poultry industry, is one of the biggest industry. So you will be responsible for handling the birds of 4 or 5 lakhs. Then surely all this will come into the picture. You need to study the pre-slaughter period if you are going to administer the clopidol, and minimum it is 5 days in the chicken. So don't think that all of you may get this what you call as the large animal practice only. You may be a small pet animal practitioner, or it may be a poultry practitioner. So sometimes the equal. Each and every sentence is here framed in keeping the view of the making you the perfect veterinarian. So the dose is always many times it is written on the particularly the container, but many times what happens, it may not be scientific also. So you should go for the literature survey, lot of literature survey. At least you should get all the points. Or the rabbits, it is 200 grams per ton, because rabbits, in case of rabbits, coccidiosis is one of the most important, and it is the only one disease the rabbits will have. Or else, if you have studied the rabbit husbandry already in case of the LPM and other courses, there are very few diseases which are affecting the rabbit. Among that, the coccidiostates numbers 1. So you may be knowing that then. So anticoccidial drugs. Sometimes why we have to study so many agencies, if the animal develops, the bacteria develops resistance to one of the drug, at least we can change it to the other. So we should have a lot of choices, or else we cannot make, suppose in a rabbit herd, when the coccidiosis comes, almost all the rabbits they are dying one by the one, and the owner is so much desperate that he will put a lot of medicines. At that time, he may put 2 coccidiostates, especially the poultry and the rabbitary, etc. They have become, and also the sheep husbandry, especially nobody is coming to the veterinarians, and they are directly going to the medical shop and getting it and drugging the animals. So this should not happen, especially in your case. And if you are quite confident about the mechanism of action and etc., the efficacy, then definitely will become the farmer friendly, maybe a sheep husbandry or the poultry or the goat husbandry, or maybe a rabbitry, piggery, or the animal husbandry. So try to become the master. And the 6th category is the guanidine. Here the examples we have already dealt, the provenidine. So it's a synthetic anticoccidial agent, and it is marketed by as hydrochloride salt for the prevention of the coccidiosis in poultry and the rabbits. Then mechanism of this drug is it is going to primarily inhibit the oxidative phosphorylation in the susceptible protozoa. Then provenidine affects mainly the late 1st generation and 2nd generation stage seizones, and it allows the initial intracellular development of coccidia, but also prevents the differentiation of the merozoites to form mature seizones. So then the antiprotozoal spectrum. So you may be thinking that this is too much or big, but there is no compromise, because this is the least knowledge what we can give you. Suppose tomorrow you are going to purchase or prescribe the drug, you should know all these things. Sometimes it is available in the net, sometimes there is a misguiding, and the information we are giving is from the standard textbook. So at that time, nobody is there will be there to help you. So the robinidine is both coccidiostat and the coccidicidal. And the resistance development is noted in some of the Eimeria species, and it is becoming problem. These Eimeria are one of the most resistant protozoa, and many times it is very difficult to eradicate them. They will go and embed in the intestinal walls in a deep, then the drugs cannot penetrate to such site. And many times the coccidiosis, these organisms, they will go through the bile duct and impair the functions of the liver and get lodged there. Whenever the animal is in the stress factor, they will come to the intestine and get the damage, especially the blood in the feces or lot of hemorrhages. And coming to the kinetics in one or two word, the robinidine is not well documented. Of course, the most of the coccidial, anticoccidial drugs. Please remember that except the sulfonamide, so it is very well developed. The other drugs, especially the designed anticoccidial drug, still the pharmacokinetic property is not well established. Because that's the veterinary. In case of if it is a human drug, all will be established. It's very much necessary. This is the disadvantage of the veterinary, that the research is not so fast and nobody is interested to do the research in a systematic way. If there is efficacy, they will be satisfied, well and fine, because it is going to cure the animal. That's all. And many times why we are studying the pharmacokinetic is to find what is the tissue residue level, how many days the withdrawal periods, and all these things need to be known. Suppose if you are how the problem may arise is, suppose you are administered one drug and generally you are seeing that the 5 days is the withdrawal period. Suppose there is no drug at all in about 1 lakh or 20 lakh birds, then unnecessarily you are feeding for the 5 days. So that feed cost may be converted once it is reaching the 8 weeks of age, then the feed conversion efficiency becomes very, very marginal. So lakhs of rupees you are going to unnecessarily invest on these birds as a commercial category is there. And unpleasant taste of the eggs is also there. So the birds, so the clients will complain to you that the egg what you have supplied is having very bad odor. So that's also one of the disadvantage. The ability of the humans to taste robinidine is apparently genetically linked. So this also you should think of. Then contraindications and precautions, it should not be used in the laying birds. Robinidine should not be used in laying birds. And it should not be mixed with the other anticoccidials. So the 5 days withdrawal, this is just made very general. Remember that a minimum 5 days of the withdrawal period should be maintained. If in the examination, that's the only thing where we can gauge you. So if it is given without anything with major what you call as the remembering, etc., you can write it as the minimum 5 days. That will be a very good answer in general what we can take, and it will be a correct answer also many times. So these are all some of the preparations available in India and the other countries. Just for your curiosity, we have put here some of the structure of and activity. So this structure activity is very much required for the pharmaceutical chemists. And if you are designing a new drug, that's why you should know the basic structure, how it looks, and where and when you can manipulate. Of course, you are not doing, but who knows that later you may become a owner of an industry, because we should be in the position of giving the job, not requesting for the job. So at least 5 or 10 of you will become the entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs means those who can open the industry and give job opportunities to so many veterinarians, and also nourishing the families of the thousands of people. That should be your aim. Okay, the clinical uses, robinidine used for the prevention of coccidiosis in chickens and turkeys. And it's also used in prophylactically for the control of the rabbits, intestinal coccidia. So here, one of the farm was there near to Shimoga, one of the rabbit, this Rajesh rabbit farm, and a lot of animals were dying, and I instructed him to bring it to the veterinary college Shimoga. Later, we conducted the post-mortem of the animals, and the samples were sent to the parasitology lab also, especially for the coccidial oocyst. So most of the animals, especially the rabbits, no other disease will kill them except the coccidiosis. So they were highly resistant to most of the drugs because the owner has tried. And later we ourselves customized the two type of the drugs. And later there was no mortality, and we suggested the new animals which are arriving to the farms should never be mixed. They should be in quarantine. Now everybody knows what is the importance of the quarantine, because the disease will spread from one animal to another thing. After this COVID-19, everybody had understood that what's a quarantine, how much it is. They used to keep the external animals with these of the regular animals, and they used to die. So it is this drug probably is usually mixed in the feed continuously during the risk period. Then the risk period means, suppose you have procured the animals or the birds very freshly, then all the birds or the rabbits need to be treated with the anticoccidial drug for a period of 1 week. Then the mortality rate will drastically come down in the hands of the farmers. And the broiler chickens and turkeys, it is 30 gram per ton of the feed, and rabbits, it is 50 to 65 gram per ton of the feed. Then nitrobenzimides are the example, classical example. We are not dealing with all the agents. So the dinitromidine, that's dinitromide, that's the a nitrobenzamide anticoccidial agent, and dinitromide has moderate to very good activity against the Eimeria species in chicken, and efficacy mainly limited to E. tenella and E. necatrix, but may affect the other species as well. And it exerts its activity primarily on first generation scissorns by arresting the parasite development. Then it also becomes the activity of the sporulations of the oocysts. So the mechanism of action, yes, it is just like the nitrobenzamide, and it is not very well characterized. So sometimes the drugs, maybe the other anticoccidial drugs, they may be used for the prophylaxis as well as the treatment of the coccidiosis. And of course, it is combined with other anticoccidial to broaden its activity. Its activity is the primarily static. Most of the drugs are coccidiostatic, and in little more dose, they may become coccidicidal if the therapy is prolonged or the dose is increased. But please see that if you increase the dose, definitely there will be a toxicity. So structure of this drug, that's the dinitromide, and it is available as the pre-mix, especially feed-free mix. So we can use this drug to mix with the feed. So adverse effects as such, it is less. But the thing is, it is not recommended for laying hens because the bad smell, etc. The pre-slaughter period is 1 to 3 period. And the dose of this is, especially this is used in the broiler chicken, because the broilers, especially on the deep litter system, you might have seen Dr. Krishnamurthy or Dr. Umesh might have shown you how the deep litter system is. Then the feces of one bird will contaminate all the birds. So entire flock should be dewormed, or they should be administered with the anticoccidial drug. And 125 grams per 10 feed, usually it is usually mixed in the feed. Why we are telling is, tomorrow you may be working as the advisory veterinarians to a feed industry, then you should know what are all the antibiotics need to be added, how much is permitted by the government, and how much of the coccidiosis needs to be put in the broiler food. And what are all the adverse effects, how much loss of the eggs you may get by eradicating the disease, and how much profit you can get. All these things will be studied. Some of you may become a very good self poultry industry owner. So later that should be also, you should also keep, suppose you have got a very good land about 10 acres or 15 acres, then you can also make your own poultry. Then you need a lot of experience and the knowledge, everything. So simply, many times the poultry owners fail in the preparation itself. Suddenly they bring 1,000 birds and start the poultry without looking into the other considerations. Because if a person starts the poultry industry very near to the home, the villagers will definitely beat him because of the very bad smell, and also at the same time the lot of these flies, house flies and warble flies, they will be there, and sometimes the very bad smell of the excreta will also make the others to hate these persons. Many times they will poison also. They will put the poison in water, and lot of cases we have seen as they are putting the FIR on these persons and other things. So that's also very important quantity parameter to be seen. And the alcolamide is another nitrobenzamide marketed for the anticoccidial use, and its action and properties are similar to the dinitrotamide, and it's primarily a coccidiostat and used in combination with the other agents. Then the other agents like the carbonides like nicarbazan is an equimolar mixture of the same other earlier two drugs, dinitro-carbonylide and also 2-hydroxy-6-methoxypyrimidines, or it's also known as HDP or DNC plus HDP. And both of these agents needed for the anticoccidial action. That is the double blocking action will happen. And the mechanism of action of the nicarbazine is the exact mechanism of it is not clear. Then the exact mechanism is not clear. It is suggested that the nicarbazine acts via inhibition of the succinate like the direction and energy dependent transhydrogenase accumulation of the calcium, same to that of the antimetabolites it will work. Then especially the nicarbazine, many times it is it's the second generation seasons. It is effective on second generation seasons. And antiprotozoal spectrum, of course, it is having both coccidistats and coccidicidal properties. So it is effective against all Eimeria species. So maybe varieties of the Eimeria species I am not going to tell, especially now, because you are already studying the parasitology along with this particular course is concerned. So the important thing is you need to study the other anticoccidial drugs also. And as the many drugs are also affecting the immunity, increasing the immunity status, the nicarbazine is nothing to do with the immunity development, especially in case of the coccidia infested birds. Then kinetics, it is very well absorbed separately from the GI tract, especially the DNC and HDP. Here there is a nicarbazine and also the HDP. So DNC is absorbed more rapidly, but disappear very fastly, slowly from other than that of the HDP. So the side effects, I think now you are able to tell what are all the side effects, especially most of the anticoccidial drugs affect the quality and quantity. So how you can list all these things is, you please generalize some of the things, like the withdrawal period is 1 to 5 days. The side effects in case of layers is egg quality and quantity will be in fact affected. Like that, the withdrawal period and also the mechanism of action of the few is known and few it is not known. And yes, you can build your own data generation just by assumption also in the examination. So you should know the FAQs here, the frequently occurring questions. And the medicated birds are more susceptible to the heat stress. And in hot climate, it used many cause the heavy mortality in broilers due to the drug-induced stress. And the nicarbazine has a potential growth of the suppressing effects. Then the contraindications and precautions. Nicarbazine is not recommended in the laying and breeding birds due to its adverse effect on the egg production and also the hatchability. And it should not be used during the hotter months of the year because of its potential to cause the uh, heat stress, and it must not be mixed with other anticoccidial drug. So a 4-day withdrawal period is required. So you can take it for 5 days also, nothing to worry. If it is a very small herd, nothing to worry about 4 days, for 1 day. Whereas if it is a flock of 1 lakh birds and other thing, definitely it matters. Even a single day feeding also, it makes a lot of difference because a bird will consume about 150 grams of the feed every day, and you can calculate the uh, cost of the feed less the weight gain. So it comes to where so many lakhs also. So 1 day also makes a lot of difference to a poultry farmer. The clinical use of the nicarbazine is disapproved over the chickens to prevent coccidiosis, especially lot of coccidiosis outbreaks, because once this coccidiosis is there in the either maybe a rabbitary or in the poultry, it is very difficult to eradicate. So as you need to be very careful to prevent the particular disease not to happen. That should be your aim. And the drug is considered useful to settle programs. And it is not recommended for the treatment of the coccidiosis, acute coccidiosis. So it's a prevention also. And you can see this 102. Usually the dose of any of this coccidiosis starts from 100 gram minimum, then it may go up to 125 grams, and sometimes it is 200 grams also. So you need to refer all these things and keep it in mind, because more dose also causes the toxicity, less dose causes the resistance. So optimum dose is very much required. Then these quinazolines like halofuginone. Halofuginone is a derivative of the antimalarial drug, that's the febrifuginone. So still we are yet to touch the antimalarial drugs. Then it is extremely potent and very effective against most species of the Eimeria in case of the poultry, especially the halofuginone and clopidol. Of course, the Enprolium. These are all the leaders, especially in case of treating the bird coccidiosis. Halofuginone has both the coccidiostatic and coccidicidal effects, with activity being directed against early asexual stages of the coccidia. So once again, the exact mode of action is not known. So it may act on any other stage of the coccidia. Then this is some of the products which do contain the halofuginone, and this is the structure. So many of the scientists, they are working on the especially mechanism of action of the halofuginone, and they say that halofuginone and other things do cause amino acid starvation. So drug resistance is a very great consideration nowadays, because if you underdose the birds, the drug resistance occurs. If you feed more and more drug or administer more drugs, then toxicity happens. So we should be very careful about the dosage which you are going to give or the birds. And halofuginone is approved for the treatment of coccidiosis in chickens and turkeys. In many countries, we cannot administer the drugs just like what we are doing in India. There are a lot of stringent protocols. So if it is just few milligrams also the acceptable level, then they will be sued a very huge fine. So nobody should take problem. Tomorrow you go to an abroad country, maybe Canada, US, Saudi Arabia, then Australia, and also United States of America, then the African countries where our students are there. Of course, my own students are there in these countries, and if you require any help, you can SMS or message me, so they can guide you how to go to the different countries. So the next week we are going to arrange. No, it's on 30. This coming this 30, especially June 30, we are going to arrange one of the programs for the students, especially from one of our alumni, Dr. Baswaraj. Especially Suresh Baswaraj is a practicing veterinarian in Canada. What he says is, the Canada is the one of the country where a lot of veterinarians are required. There is a requirement of a minimum 1,000 veterinarians in the city itself, and the other cases also a lot of veterinarians are required. Now the entire world is same. So you need to travel a little and try to survive there. If you do not get the job, don't worry. In India, we are there to get you a job in case of the Canada. So study well. And the only thing is you need to study well and pass this naval examination and the other examination. As the Dr. Nagalilati was telling, you can be a pet practitioner, you can be a equine practitioner, you can be a wild animal practitioner, or you may be a consultant, especially in case of animal husbandry. So the ample opportunities are there. Don't lose yourself, especially in the Department of Animal Husbandry job, because it is getting narrow and narrow as the days are passing. So try to have more and more ambitions. The academic is also, it is narrowing. So you need to try to find jobs anywhere in India. Try to go outside. It will be a very great experience, and you will get the contact with new and new people. So try to learn. The only thing for achieving this goal is to read the individual subject. Now only identify one of the subject that's your favorite subject and try to read it, because you need to have minimum master degree in future. Once upon a time, when we were the students, the BVSC was more than enough. Nowadays, especially in animal husbandry department also, more than there are 200 or 300 veterinarians are there with master degree, and about maybe about 100 persons are there with PhD degree. So whenever you need to do the competition, then you need to compete with the earliers also. So be prepared yourself and get study. And coming to the side effects, etc., the skin ruptures in chickens has been associated with the halopigenon that occurs apparently due to the inhibition of the collagen type 1 synthesis in case of the avian synthesis. So skin ruptures occurs as a side effect, especially if you use the halopigenon, especially when you are in this winter season. So there will be cracks on your heels and the skin will rupture. Like this, the halopigenon infested animals will also lose all these things. Whereas this, so there is another untouched area where there is a requirement of the veterinarians, especially in the fisheries industry. You may be surprising that one of our students is in the WHO as a fish consultant, because he specialized in fish and he is a master in case of fish treatment, fish disease, etc. So nobody knows where everybody is, what you call as the effort is there. So halopigenon is not approved in case of laying eggs, hens and game birds. So it is extremely toxic to fish. So underline this sentence. Why the fish are administered with the drugs is, especially in case of fisheries graduates. If some of you have got the fisheries friends, go and ask them whether you have been taught with the pharmacology or not. Now we have trained the fisheries college graduates about the minimum basic pharmacology, and myself and Nadur sir and Sunil Chandra, we have taken the classes to the faculty of the fisheries college Mangalore, and now they have adopted one fisheries pharmacology course. So it is telling very basic, especially about the fisheries. So it is extremely potent drug, this one, and required very small doses, and great care must be taken in ensuring even distribution of the premix in the field. And the halopigenon must be withdrawn 5 days before the slaughter. So all the drugs, now you should, if you are quite a smart persons, you can generalize these things. 5 days is the withdrawal period. And the dose, as usual, it's starting from 3 grams per ton of the feed. In case of the 3 grams, till 12 weeks of the age, it need to be fed. And the another class of the drug, especially this is the 10th classification, that is benzene acetone nitrates. So the classical example of this benzene acetonitriles is the diclazuryl. Diclazuryl. It can be pronounced as diclazuryl or diclazuryl, as you may be. So it is a benzene acetonitrile anticoccidial agent, and it is highly potent agent and is fed at low levels, especially in case of field. The exact mechanism how this is it's also not known. Very similar to the other thing, you can generalize this drug. And diclofenac is active against various species of the coccidia, but it is the anticoccidial activity may vary with the species of the coccidia. The E-tenella, it's active against the both seasons, and the drug, especially diclazuryl, it is effective against the different stages and different species of Emeria tenella. So it's available as the chemical or the liquid. Then also you can see that some of the crystals are also available, diclazuryl. This is, of course, it's very difficult to remember many of the drugs, but you can find the how much time and money the different industries have spent on finding the new drug, because the modern era, a lot of the what you call as the resistance is there, and if the drug is efficacious, then it is having side effects, and if the drug is not efficacious, then residue property. So all the things should be balanced in this particular area, whether it is having the effect on the quality, etc. So this is a safe compound for the it is bad, especially tolerated by most of the diseases. So this drug may be used in the treatment of the toxoplasmosis and equine protozoal myeloencephalitis, EPM. And it produces low tissue level effect and a zero withdrawal period. See, this is important. This is because after the administration of the drug and the last treatment, you need to withdraw the meat and the meat products a minimum of 5 days. So this is not immediately you can slaughter the animal. Suppose there is an outbreak of the coccidiosis, then you feel that this bird need to be culled and cannot be maintained, the mortality, etc. So immediately you can slaughter and sell it. But in here, many times we people, we will never care about the such things, withdrawal period and the meat withdrawal period, milk withdrawal period are not at all followed. But that should not be the global phenomenon. Nowadays, the import and export policies are very, very stringent now, because all the meat products or the any other product needs the quality. Just whenever you are procuring a mobile phone, you need the quality, because you will inquire with so many persons and also go online, and there is a compareraja.com is there. You can compare with the different mobiles. You can compare the cost. You can compare the specifications, whether it is having 8 GB RAM or the 2 GB RAM, or the what is the called as this hard disk space or internal space, 128 GB, 68 GB or other things. So similarly, we need to compare all the drugs, and as per based on situations and other things, you can start the treatment, especially in case of the export and import policies. This is very, very important when we try to export the meat to the other countries, especially the developed countries like United States of the America, then the Australia and Canada, and the many more countries like the this Brazil, Britain, etc. So the chicken and turkeys, it is 1 gram per ton of the feed. And here we can see that another drug, that's the clazuryl. Yes, another clazuryl, and it is also a benzoacetonitrial anticoccidial drug that is very similar to that of the diclazuryl. So it is effective against the E. Kibena, then It is used primarily for the treatment of the pigeon coccidiosis. Sometimes you may be surprised that many persons are this nowadays. Yesterday, I received a call from some persons in Dakshin Kannada district. Then they have reared the ducks as one of the pet animals. So one of the duck is having a lot of diarrhea, and they are fed with some antidiarrheal tablets, and one bird has died. And they are very much scared. And especially the treatment of the ducks and other things, sometimes if the owner is too smart, the veterinarians will not take risk. They refer it to us, and we have recommended that particular this bird with the combination of 2 or 3 ducks, and it worked, of course. So this is we need to learn all these things, especially the pigeons. What is a drug? If it is diagnosed as the coccidiosis, we cannot administer any drug like your Wims and Vasis, because whenever you prescribe the drug, the owner will go and search the internet, and if you are wrong, then your reputation will go once and for all. So the pigeons, it is 2 milligram per kg of the bird, and orally once every month it is need to be, because pigeons are highly susceptible to the coccidiosis are there. So it may be many of you may be very fond of the pigeons, and the only disease that will kill the pigeons is the coccidiosis. And another thing is the many of the times these poisons, especially they go out and pick the maize or sorghum and get affected with the poisoning. Anyway, we are ready to teach you the toxicology in a very better manner in the next month onwards. So the triazinones like toltrazuril is a broad spectrum triazinol antiprotozoal drug, and it is active against both sexual and asexual stages in case of the Eimeria in chickens, turkeys, and also the rabbits. So the toltrazuril acts by inhibiting the nuclear division. So you cannot bluff every time, because the mechanism is known here. And microgametes and wall worming and bodies of the microorganism. So the toltrazuril is effective against this drug, some of the other protozoa like the Sarcocystis causing equine protozoal myeloencephalitis, that is EPM, and hepatozoan species causing the canine hepatozoonosis. And this drug is also used for the treatment of the coccidiosis in case of the birds. And it is effective in the treatment of the neonatal porcine coccidiosis, and the same thing, EPM and canine hepatozoonosis. It is very well tolerated, of course, recommended doses, etc. in case of animal, not to be used in birds within 14 days of commencement of the eggs in case of birds. And it appears to be compatible with most of the anticoccidial, or else there is a chemical antagonism, then it causes the toxicity in case of the hosts or the birds. And here need to be remember that it has got a long withdrawal period of about 21 days. That's why we need to study the pharmacokinetic property. And dose, of course, it is 7 gram per kg, 7 milligram per kg once daily by adding the drinking water. So the piglets, it is more, 25 milligram per kg. So tomorrow we will learn about the benzyl purines. Okay.